All right. So the underlying energy that we're working with is the Five of Pentacles. So this is talking about feeling left out in the cold, a lack of emotional, financial, even support. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like, especially with the King of Pentacles coming up here, this is talking about there could be somebody that's like feeling like they're holding something back, yo. Because this is also underneath the King of Pentacles, okay? So we got the Five of Pentacles that we're working with is the underlying energy. So we're feeling like we have a bit of lack right now. Like there's something missing. But on top of that, this is indeed to somebody that's a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone that's really focused on their finances. Someone that's really that works the practical. But they're also very they're very generous, okay? So this person is very generous in the way they give. The reason why they work so hard and it focuses on money so much is because they have love, because they want to give people all that kind of love and everything. They want to express themselves through the things that they are able to obtain for that person or the person, right? But something's not really being said right now because we have the Four of Pentacles. So something's being held back. Like there's a lack of communication in a sense. Like there is something not being said here, right? There's just something not being said. Now, let's go ahead and get on with the heart of your reading. So the heart of your reading right now, we have death. I'm sorry for the lighting. But yeah. So death is the heart of the reading. So this is talking about, okay, so going from one phase to the next phase, right? We're completely removing all attachments, cleansing ourselves completely of the past, except for, of course, we always have our memories, our experiences, and things that we can really go back on as reference to kind of carry us to the next phase, right? To really be able to successfully, get through the next journey, regardless of what it is, whatever we may need from the past, we got it. But the thing is, what is keeping us from pushing, from going to that future? That's why death is here. Okay, and I feel like this is a change. This is a great time of change, and my rabbit, sorry. Yeah, this is a great time of change. So, so far so good. Very slow. Can be really sad because of course we're letting go of the stuff that we need to, you know what I mean? But here's the thing, here's what's crazy. We got it crossed by the devil. So there seems to be a need to change, or there is a transition that's trying to happen, a transformation, but y'all feeling stuck. Y'all are feeling like there's no way out of this. And now the devil is like the lovers reverted, and it's like a choice again, but more so that it's a circumstance that you feel that is beyond you, it's more than you, when in actuality it's all about you, it's what you can do, etc. It's that power, right? What are you willing to have power over you? And if you choose to stay in that position, then how are you going to begin this new beginning? Pretty much, that's the big question. And I don't think this is your fault, y'all. I don't feel like this is your fault. I feel like this is a situation that is very difficult because you're wanting that transition. You're ready for new change, but it's also in regards to like attachments of some sort. So this is big time attachments holding you guys back from that future. And no, now I'm not going to say this because it's not easy at all. Okay. So whatever you guys are going through, it's definitely something that is, that you feel it's worth fighting for. But at the same time, if this is something that isn't working for y'all and it's something that is just really like, tearing down your heartstrings, I know you guys will fight to the end. Now, I'm feeling like this person in the past was offering you some love, something in regards to the heart, right? So somebody was really pouring the heart to you, letting them know, or letting you know how they felt about you, and vice versa, all that goodness, right? But you see, the Nine of Cups has a reputation for being full of shit. So the Nine of Cups, somebody could have been telling y'all something wonderful, right? Something that really kind of spoke to you, and you reciprocated that, right? But you're in a time now where you're just not you're just completely tired of the situation, right? So I feel like this is someone that's really dishonest, or someone that, like I said, is full of horseshit. This person in the past was seriously like really just kind of hyping everything up, right? They always have something to offer, but it's usually sometimes it's more than they can promise, or more than they were able to keep, more so. Like, like that promise is like, oh, I'm gonna buy you a car. Where's the fucking car at? You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna take you out to dinner and we're gonna have some fun. You out there with your friends buying all kinds of shit, so no, bye. Okay. So I feel like with the Knight of Cups here in the past, this person was totally just completely just, I think they were honest and genuine about how they felt, but at the same time, they're making promises they couldn't keep. And I feel like that is something that you kind of reach the climax of, right? You're just not really having that shit no more. So you've hit the spot in where you're close to the end of the cycle. You're not necessarily ready to give up, but you're also really tired. You're really kind of you're in the defensive zone where you're just not really sure who to trust right now, because the look at her. She looks completely scared. And I'm not saying y'all are scared or anything, but this is a struggle, right? You guys are trying to get through this transition, right? You're trying to make this change within your commitment, this relationship that you have here, but there's some sort of attachment, some promises that were made that were not really kept. And I feel like presently you guys are in this process of trying to figure out what to believe, because if your partner isn't being honest with you, then who are you to be honest? Who are you going to trust? What stuff is going to come out of his mouth or her mouth that you can honestly say that is true? So right now you're in the process of you're kind of trying to decipher what is real and what isn't. And I feel like right now, as far as the trust factor, you're tired, but you're not necessarily ready to give up. Okay, you're not really ready to give up on what you guys have, and I think that it could be, the devil kind of keeping that, that transition in. I'm not saying to dump this person ever. Okay, whatever you guys choose to do is the best thing for yourselves, but at the same time, I don't know if the devil is indicating that the attachments that's keeping you back, that's really this behavior, this whole, trapped sort of feeling, this more of like, you can't do anything about your situation. I feel like that could be what the Nine of Wands is indicating here. That maybe there's some promises that just can't be kept, or just will never be made. They'll never be, come into fruition, and that sort of thing just kind of needs to. That thing is what needs to kind of be changed here. Now, here's where it gets weird, right? You guys have the moon in your future, so there's no telling what the future has for y'all in the next couple of weeks. But the thing here to remember is that regardless of what the future does not tell us, one thing it does, give us as far as advice goes, is just follow your emotional factor, follow your heart, be led by your feelings, okay, right now. And I'm not saying like let your emotions just kind of like explode, but I am saying, well, what I really mean to say is follow your intuition big time. Listen to your instincts, because that's going to really guide you in which way to go. Okay, because there is really no clear path. Obviously, if somebody is not being honest with you, or someone is just kind of blowing your ass up with smoke, and you're in the process of not really sure of who to trust, you're not really in your foreseeable future, you're not really seeing a future that is clear. You're not really sure what to expect from the future. So why would you? Why would the future even pop up, right? So I mean, to be honest, like, you guys are really struggling in regards to understanding the tangible. I think that's what it's up. You're trying to figure out exactly what's real, and there's a struggle, and there is a lack of clarity within your situation. So big time, y'all. There is something going on, and I feel horrible about this. The good thing is that the Knight of Wands, they're still warriors. They are capable of kicking your ass despite the exhaustion. And I feel like that's you guys. You guys are really trying to get to the bottom, the nitty gritty of the situation, despite having not a damn clue of what the hell is going on. All right. Because, all right, you're defensive about what your future holds, right? Yeah, I get that. You're trying to plan for the future, but you're on defense. You're not clear. You're not you don't have something clear, nothing real. That's why Pentacles keeps coming up, because that's what's real. And then you're just like, you're sitting here defensive because you're not working with somebody that's like, that's concrete. I'm not saying that this person ain't real, but I'm saying this, well, they may as well not be, but they're just giving you a bunch of humble jumbo. That's just crazy, y'all. Now, in your crowning energy, you guys have the Hanged Man. Hanged Man talks about, it's crazy. It's one of those things where we sit, we wait for a new perspective. And I think that's where the moon comes in, because they kind of work together in a way. Although the Hanged Man is a very static energy, there's not much you can really do. This is a change that's happening in regards to attachments to some sort of new beginning. So I feel like when it comes to the crowning and the future, I feel like following your instincts and recognizing what is up, the patterns and shit by receiving information. I think this is a time to receive information, to really understand your truth, of course. And I know there is no source in here to tell me so, but I know for sure, like, you guys have your truth in your, who you are, etc. But I think with this here, you're gonna need some sort of clarity. You're gonna want to have, the know of yourself, that you can trust yourself. Because right now, there's not a lot of trustworthy crap going on. Okay? So, Hangman's saying to hang in there, pretty much. Don't make any rash moves just yet. I feel like there's something in regards to this relationship that's going to be changing soon. And I feel like this could even be working out the fact that the stuff is not clear. There's a lot of stuff that's been promised that are not being kept. There's a lot of things being said that is not true. I feel like, I don't think there's lying per se, but I do think that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you're not really sure what to make of the situation right now. So, and this is in regards to your home, guys, the people that you surround yourself with, because you guys have the tribe as your wisdom of the oracle. So this is talking about the people that make you feel like you belong, the people that you belong to, and the people that belong to you. So this could be your partner, this could be your family, this could be anybody, right? This could be your friends, and this is affecting, who's loyal. This is affecting, like, who you can trust. What role do they play in your life, etc. So the tribe ranges on a lot of different aspects. And I feel like for this one, this is talking about who you can really trust to carry out a certain situation or carry out a certain deed, or not deed per se, but a task or promise that was made. Okay, because it's something rather important to know what you have lying ahead of you. Because if you always have somebody that's saying, oh, we'll do this and do that, and they never follow through, you're not really sure what to expect from the future. So, the big message here is to follow your intuition right now. And really, you guys are on top of it right now. Which is a good thing. The 9 of Wands is saying that you are on top of it. Yeah, you may be battered and tired of the BS, but you're on top of it. You know something. You guys, you know something, okay? Now, for your wisdom of the oracle, for your romance angels, you have deception. That's why I was pretty much like, something's wrong, okay? Something's wrong. Now, I'm not saying this is deception as in like lies again. But here's the thing. They could be lies, but I don't think so. I don't personally think so. What I'm getting here is just someone that's not showing their true self, someone that's not being honest with what they can provide you, the support necessary. Because you're feeling left out in the cold. Energy is left out in the cold. You're not really sure what to make of the situation at hand. So what are you supposed to do with it, right? Guys, the best thing I could say for y'all is to follow your instincts. The fool, he follows his instincts. But he has the clarity of the sun, his wits about himself, to be able to carry him through any situation. And that's kind of the mentality that we want to go through right now. This is a transition from recognizing the tangible and the non-tangible. Rather, the real and the unreal. Okay? So, the big question here is, what the hell is real right now? Because what is What is this? Because stuff moves fast. Love was in the heart, but it just was not following through. I'm upset. I'm sorry, Aries. But you guys are gonna get through this. This is, death is talking about change, major change. All you gotta do is sit there for the ride. Pay attention, though. To pay attention, be on alert.